Iman Gahzi is one of the biggest financial YouTubers on the entire platform and is known across the community for his world-class editing that sets him apart from everybody else. His editing style is so renowned, in fact, that there is literally an entire niche on YouTube dedicated solely to teaching people how to edit videos just like Iman. But obviously, as the busy entrepreneur he is, Iman is not the one making these amazing creations himself, which has led many millions of people to wonder who is the mysterious mastermind behind these creations. Well, recently I found out the secret identity of this mysterious figure, and with the things I learned from him, if you want to get rich one day, you will pay very close attention to everything I have to say in this video. It was on the morning of October 26, 2024 when I looked onto YouTube and saw a new video in my recommended titled "The Editor Behind Iman Gahzi." Upon watching it, it merely appeared like it was just some dude marveling at how amazing Iman's editing was, only to then realize that the video was actually by Iman's editor himself, and he was finally making himself known to the world. But what was even more shocking than this reveal was finding out that Iman Gahzi's famously mysterious editor was not some professional hire straight from Netflix studios or some special effects expert who has worked on Hollywood movies in the past, but in fact he was just a regular young guy who's an entrepreneur just like me and you, DMing clients and trying to get by. And the craziest part is that he only started learning to edit within the past year. Now, those of you who, like me, have been editing for a very long time and still have not reached that level probably are mind boggled by that fact. But here's how it was possible. In this video, we'll go over how Iman Gahzi's editor was able to learn to edit on such a professional level so fast to be able to move from making $0 to literal tens of thousands per month. And of course, more importantly, how he landed a massive, possibly the most massive client imaginable, Iman himself, and the secret strategy that I have personally used to land clients myself so that you can finally get some. Almost exactly 2 years ago to this day, in October of 2022, the young editor was just a regular fan following Iman Gahzi on Instagram when he posted a job application on his story that said long-form video editor. He already had a YouTube channel prior to this, so he had basic knowledge of editing and thought that hey, maybe he could be the right man for the job. However, he was sorely mistaken. You see, in the process of applying to be Iman's editor, he got the raw footage, chopped it up, and finished the video in legit a day. But after he uploaded it, he was hit with a stark realization. He got an email saying that he had been rejected. They didn't even bother to ask him for an interview. But this was insane, he thought to himself. His edit was amazing. Surely this must have been some kind of mistake. And so he went back into the folder where he uploaded his creation and decided to take another look at it. But that's when he discovered that all the other applicants' videos were in that same folder too. And of course, curiosity led him to check them out. And what he saw absolutely destroyed him. Upon watching the content of his competition, he realized that he was far out of his depth. He saw After Effects level editing and special effects that looked like they took years to master, while he was out here trying to get by with his Final Cut Pro subscription with the basic edits of an amateur channel. It was after this realization that he decided the job wasn't for him and called it quits. But that was until a few weeks later, when Iman posted on his story again that he was looking instead for a short form editor, and that's when our guy decided that it was his time to make up for the first loss. He knew that he had no idea how to understand the rocket science that was After Effects, so he had a bright idea. He was simply going to find a plugin that could make professional looking animations like After Effects, but in Final Cut Pro instead. And at first, this sounded like a very promising idea that was going to change his whole world. But unfortunately, well, I'll just let him describe it.
It was a huge fucking pile of shit.
However, despite the fact that the plugin was flawed and not exactly what he had hoped for, the bar for short form content at the time was really not that high, and a couple days later, he was surprised to see an email saying that he was finally accepted. He was overjoyed and over the moon that his dreams finally seemed one step closer to becoming true, and that's when he implemented the strategy that would set him apart from the rest of his peers forever. You see, he knew that he wanted more than just this one-time victory. He wanted to grow his income over time, and that means sharpening your skill set. So he did the hard thing that many of us love to avoid, and one day just bit the bullet and finally downloaded After Effects. At first, the program greatly intimidated him, as it does most people, but he pushed through with the mindset that all he had to do to learn it was to fail and fail over again until he eventually got it right. And get it right he did, because every video he made sure that it was better than the last one. And with this goal in mind of improving with every single upload that was done, he learned more and more and more, investing in himself over a period of months, and eventually he was promoted to junior long-form editor, then senior editor, and finally lead editor, with an insane paycheck to back the title. Now, this may sound like a pretty crazy story, but if it wasn't clear already, the only reason he was able to be successful is because he realized the truth that most of you have not realized about selling your services. Yes, fancy scripts and mass emailing potential clients will occasionally get a job for you. However, if you want to have a really high success rate, you simply just have to be exceptional. There is no other way to put it. Oh, but I'm already exceptional. Trust me, if you can truly put your work next to the work of your top competitors and honestly say that yours is noticeably better, the clients, I'm sure, will be able to see it too. And they love investing money just as much as you love making it. So why wouldn't they hire you if you were already exceptional? But okay, you know what, fine. Let's say that there are genuinely some of you who are just that good, but are still struggling to get in front of the people that you really want to work for because maybe you get lost in a sea of DMs or something. There is one strategy that I have for you that can completely change that if used properly, and get you in conversations with creators that you literally thought would never even give you the time of day. You see, before I started my journey of owning multiple successful YouTube channels, I used to be a video editor too. But unlike most people who struggled for months before they got their first client, I was able to land mine in just a matter of days since I started trying, because I was trying really and truly to work smarter and not harder. Because let's be real with ourselves, who wants to sit down DMing a bunch of random niggas all day? Not me. So when I DM you, I'm DMing you to hit you properly like a sniper. And even though I only had a few hundred followers on my Instagram page, and it was literally my personal Instagram page with no content, no reformatting, or no business related logos or anything, just my personal page that I've had since high school, the first guy who ever took me on for my services was a creator with 300,000 followers, active followers. And at first glance, you'd probably think that it would be a waste of time to DM somebody like this because you'd get lost in the sea of DMs. However, I did it anyway with my strategy, and it worked. All you have to do is DM them pretending to be a potential client of theirs, or at least somebody who's looking to spend some money. That's it. They want to make money too. I promise you, they will get to your DM. Now, this is kind of a bait and switch, so I'm not suggesting you literally run in there pretending you're gonna buy all their products and then turn around and be all like, oh, actually, never mind, I'm actually an editor, please hire me. No, that's not what I mean. A simple, vague opening message should do the trick. And the line I used to use was, hey, such and such and such, I have a business question to ask you. Is this the right place to ask it? Now, upon hearing this, most people who sell some kind of product or service are going to assume that, hey, they're about to make some money off of you. So of course they're gonna reply. And that's when you come in and have your business question be that you're an editor, such and such, blah, 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 and you wanted to know if they'd be interested in that. There are no mind games involved here. There's no getting to know them and building relationship, none of that. It's simply a beginner strategy to get you out there from having no clients to finding somebody who hopefully has been looking for an editor for a while, and when you do this to them and you get them in a conversation and offer yourself, they just might say yes, just like this guy did with me. And it didn't take me long to find another one either. I eventually stopped editing videos for other people because, like I said, I just thought it was way more profitable to just make my own channels. I did have the knowledge and expertise for it, but if you don't have the commitment and the personality for that, you guys can definitely make a lot of money being a skilled video editor if you just follow the example of the guy who edits for Iman. And of course, if you want to learn more things about business, subscribe to the channel for more business analysis videos on how creators got to the successful points that they are currently. And of course, as always, this business has been decoded.